Okay, I think we're good. Yeah. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Vijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Vijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajararanjana Yamuna Tiravana Sari Yashodanandana Brajararanjana Yamuna Tiravana Sari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jana Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jana Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Natirabana Sari Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tirabana Sari Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Jaya Radha Gopi Vallabha Radha Gopi Vallabha Radha Jaya Radha Gopi Vallabha Radha Gopi Vallabha Radha Jayo Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra
అంటే మీరు ఏకాదశి చేస్తారు కదా అది అందరికీ చేస్తారు మా ఇద్దరికి
Bhavo tume nitai gorango nitai gorango nitai gorango gorari Jai Sachinandana Jaya Sachinandana Jai Sachinandana Gaurari Padita Pavana Padita Pavana Padita Pavana Gaurari Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jai Jai Gurudev Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Bol श्री राधा गोपी वल्लभ की जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय निताय गौरांग भगवान की जय। इसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपः कुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रये। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसाद गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुकुं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपः तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। ओम पवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यत् स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षः सः अभ्यन्तरं शुचि। श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु। One second, I'm just starting. Just trying to find one important thing. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you, Pros and Matajis. Am I audible? Am I clearly audible?
Yes, sir.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining in the morning. I'm sure it's a weekday and it's a very difficult day for you all to concentrate and be in the class, but your mere joining signifies that you're still interested in Srimad Bhagavatam, irrespective of the speaker, however qualified, unqualified speaker can be. Like I'm not qualified, but Bhagavatam is qualified, and you all have joined the Srimad Bhagavatam class. And it's amazing that we started this journey around 5 years ago, and today we are sitting in the last chapter of ninth canto, and we'll be finishing the ninth canto, hopefully, if Krishna permits today. the 24th chapter, and then we will be starting the 10th canto from this Saturday. Jai. So I feel it's a great achievement because Krishna has allowed us to do this, right? And I was just checking in my channel where I generally upload these classes. I upload this class. I was just checking how many classes have we taken on Srimad Bhagavatam so far since we started this study in our small Gachibowli Satsang group. And I was amazed to see this is the 500th class. Right? Exactly 500 class. 499 lectures of Srimad Bhagavatam are there in the playlist. And this is the 500th. We don't plan anything, right? I never plan anything like this. And I'm so privileged that I'm sitting in front of all of you. And Krishna has allowed us to do this. Now, it's not any material attachment. It's not any number game. It is just finding Krishna's presence in everything, seeing Krishna's hand in everything. That is what makes us Krishna conscious, right? So everything that is happening around us, who is planning it? Krishna is planning it. And when we started this 5 years ago in 2021, I believe, during the COVID time, it's around the same time we had started, we had no clue that we'll be taking 500 classes or 500 reading classes. This Bhagavatam classes here are actually not classes, they're more like reading. We read the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, cover to cover, page to page, purport by purport, translation by translation, right? So they are. It's an endeavor to. It's an endeavor to make all of us hear Srimad Bhagavatam at least once in a week, because the human tendency, especially in Kali Yuga, is not to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Even though there are many devotees, I'm sorry to say, but there are many devotees who are not interested to hear Srimad Bhagavatam also. What is the point? Why are they in satsang? Uh, Maybe Krishna is giving them some more time. But there are only few devotees who make sure that they hear Srimad Bhagavatam, they read Srimad Bhagavatam every day. And there are some in the satsang who have finished reading the entire Srimad Bhagavatam at least once. And there are some who are in the journey to finish it. And there are some who are thinking to start. And there are some who don't even know what is Srimad Bhagavatam. So for all four categories of devotees, please accept my humble obeisances as we start reading this Srimad Bhagavatam 9th canto, 24th chapter. So last person who spoke on this topic is Anand Sham Prabhu, and he finished, I believe, in 31st verse of the 24th chapter of 9th canto. We will read from 32nd verse. So I'm going to do something little different here. I'm only going to read the first verse and then the translations until we go to the last 10 verses, where Prabhupada has given a lot of purports. There we'll also try to read the shloka and the translation and the purport. So in the first few verses, I'm just going to read the translation and go forward because it's mostly introduction of great souls in the dynasty, right? In the dynasty of Rishnis, starting from all the way from Gayati and then Puru and then so on and so forth. So text number 34. Sapadurvasa sovidyam deva bhutim pratositat tasya virya parikshartham ajubhava ravim suchi. Translation purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Once when Durvasa was a guest at the house of Pritha's father, Kunti, Pritha satisfied Durvasa by rendering service. Therefore, she received a mystic power by which she could call any demigod. To examine the potency of this mystic power, the pious Kunti immediately called for the sun god, Surya Bhagavan. Yeah. So this we know the birth of Karna, one of the prime characters in Mahabharata. So here, actually, this thing is coming because we are discussing about the lineage and how a girl named Pratha was given to a king named Kunti, and she was also called Kunti later on. So it is about Kunti for whom Durvasa Muni had given a nice boon because she served him so well. And using that boon, she called Surya Bhagwan just to test. So if somebody is thinking the tendency to test, unit testing, peer testing, user acceptance testing, all those testings are there now. The original testing was done by Kunti by testing the verse, whether it works or not before it goes live for software people, right? This is the way we can understand. Before she is going to use it for the real purpose, she just tested and she didn't realize that she was actually playing with a very, very great mystic boon given by Durvasa Muni. Text 33. As soon as Kunti called for the demigod of the sun, I'm using the book to read. I just like to use the book, so I'm not displaying the verses or translations on the screen. So if you also want to follow what I'm reading, then either you can keep the book in front of you or just you can hear. Okay. As soon as Kunti called for the demigod of the sun, he immediately appeared before her, and she was very much surprised. She told the sun god, I was simply examining the effectiveness of this mystic power. I am sorry, I called you unnecessarily. Please return and excuse me. Text 34. The sun god said, Oh, beautiful Pratha, your meeting with demigods cannot be fruitless. Therefore, let me place my seed in your womb so that you may bear a son. I shall arrange to keep your virginity intact since you are still an unmarried girl. Purport. According to the Vedic civilization, if a girl receives birth to a child before she is married, no one will marry her. Therefore, although the sun god, after appearing before Pritha, wanted to give her a child, Pritha hesitated because she was still unmarried. To keep her virginity undisturbed, the sun god arranged to give her a child that came from her ear, and therefore this child was known as Karna. The custom is that a girl should be married Akshata Yoni, that is, with her virginity undisturbed. A girl should never bear a child before her marriage. Hare Krishna. This is the standard of Vedic civilization. Right? 35. After saying this, the sun god discharged his semen into the womb of Pritha and then returned to the celestial kingdom. Immediately thereafter, from Kunti, a child was born who was like a second sun god. Text 36. Because Kunti feared people's criticisms with great difficulty, she had to give up her affection for her child. Unwillingly, she packed the child in a basket and let it float down the waters of the river. O Maharaj Parikshit, your great grandfather, the pious and chivalrous king Pandu, later married Kunti. So we know the marriage of Kunti and Pandu. Text 37. Vridhashrama, Vridhashrama, the king of Karusha, married Kunti's sister Shrutadeva, and from her womb Dantavakra was born. Having been cursed by the sages headed by Sanaka, Dantavakra had formerly been born as the son of Diti, named Hiranyaksha. Dantavakra is actually a cousin brother of Pandavas, if you see. Their mother's sister's son. Who killed Dantavakra? Krishna. Right? He delivered Jaya Vijay, one of the incarnations of Dantavakra. Text 38. King Drishtaketu, the king of Kekaya, married Shrutakirti, another sister of Kunti's. Shrutakirti had 5 sons, headed by Santardhana. Text 39. Through the womb of Raja Devi, another sister of Kunti's, Jayasena begot 2 sons named Vinda and Anuvinda. Similarly, the king of the Chedi state married Shrutashrava. This king's name was Damagosha. Text 40. The son of Shrutashrava was Shishupala, whose birth was already whose birth has already been described in the 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Vasudeva's brother named Devabhaga had two sons born of his wife Kamsa. These two sons were Chitraketu and Brihadbala. Text 41. Vasudeva's brother named Devashrava married Kamsavati, by whom he begot two sons named Suvira and Ishuman. Kanka, by his wife Kanka, begot three sons named Baka, Satyajit, and Purujit. Text 42. King Srinjaya, by his wife Rashtrapalika, begot sons headed by Vrisha and Durmarshana. King Syamaka, by his wife Surabhumi, begot two sons named Rishikesha and Hiranyaksha. Text 43. Thereafter, King Vatsaka, by the womb of his wife Mishrakeshi, who was an Apsara, begot sons headed by Vrika. Vrika, by his wife Durvakshi, begot Taksha, Pushkara, Sala, and so on. Text 44. From Samika, by the womb of his wife Sudhamani, came Sumitra, Arjunapala, and other sons. King Anaka, by his wife Karnika, begot two sons named Ritadhama and Jaya. Text 45. Devaki, Pauravi, Rohini, Bhadra, Madira, Rochana, Aila, and others were all wives of Vasudeva, who is also known as Anaka Dundubhi. Among them all, Devaki was the chief. Text 46. Vasudeva, by the womb of his wife Rohini, begot. How many sons had Vasudeva? This is wonder actually, We think that Vasudeva only has 8 sons, Devaki, and one daughter Subhadra, but then that's not the case. He had so many wives, and from all these wives, he had many, many children. You can imagine how many cousin brothers Krishna had. Although Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, you can't compare him to any other normal living entity. But the family is so big, unbelievably big. Vasudeva, by the womb of his wife Rohini, begot sons such as Bala, Gada, Sharana, Durmada, Vipula, Dhruva, Krita, and others. 47 and 48. From the womb of Pauravi came 12 sons, including Bhuta, Subhadra, Bhadrabahu, Durmada, and Bhadra. Nanda, Upananda, Kritaka, Sura, and others were born from the womb of Madira. Bhadra, Kaushalya, gave birth to only one son named Keshi. Some people say that Vedic scriptures are imaginary stories. Do you really think it's possible even for a writer, if he was trying to cook up some story, to come up with such a lineage with so many names and so many children? It's impossible. It's impossible. So only the people who read Vedic literature will actually know that all this is true story, right? True, not story. What do you call it? True incident, true history. So it's great that these names are coming in this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Amala Puran. Every one of this name is worshipable. They all have their own respective stories. Maybe there are Sthala Puranas which explain more about what they did, who they were, and what were their great qualities. Because without having any great quality, you cannot be having your name in Srimad Bhagavatam. Vasudeva, text 49. Vasudeva, by another of his wives, whose name was Rochana, begot Hasta, Hemangada, and other sons. And by his wife named Aila, he begot sons headed by Uruvalka, all of whom were chief personalities in the dynasty of Yadu. Text 50. From the womb of Dhritadeva, one of the wives of Anaka Dundubi, this is nothing but Vasudeva, came a son named Viprastha. The sons of Shantideva, another wife of Vasudeva, were Prasama, Prasita, and others. Text 51. Vasudeva also had a wife named Upadeva, from whom came 10 sons, headed by Rajanya, Kalpa, and Varsha. From Srideva, another wife, came 6 sons, such as Vasu, Hamsa, Suvamsa. Text 52. By the semen of Vasudeva in the womb of Devarakshita, 9 sons were born, headed by Gada. Vasudeva, who was religion personified, also had a wife named Sahadeva, by whose womb he begot 8 sons, headed by Shruta and Pravara. Text 55 to 53 to 55. The 8 sons were born of Sahadeva, such as Pravara and Shruta, were exact incarnations of the 8 Vasus in the heavenly planets. Vasudeva also begot 8 highly qualified sons to the womb of Devaki. Now it's coming. These include Kritiman. Now these are the children who were killed by Kamsa right after their birth. But it's amazing to see they all had names, even though they were killed immediately. And they were all Vasus, great Vasus. These included Kirtiman, Susena, Bhadrasena, Riju, Sammardhana, Bhadra, and Sankarshana, the controller and serpent incarnation. The 8th son was the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, Krishna. Finally, the name is coming in Srimad Bhagavatam. He is appearing. The highly fortunate Subhadra, the one daughter, was your grandmother. Who is telling whom? Sukadeva Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj, hey, grandmother, your grandmother's name is also coming, Subhadra. The 55th verse says, purport, the 55th verse says, Swayam Eva Hari Kila, indicating that Krishna, the 8th son of Devaki, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is not an incarnation. Although there is no difference between Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari and his incarnation, Krishna is the original Supreme Person, the complete Godhead. Incarnations exhibits only a certain percentage of the potencies of the Godhead. The complete Godhead is Krishna himself, who appeared as the 8th son of Devaki. 56. Important to hear the word appeared, right? Krishna is, Prabhupada is not saying born. Earlier, it was mentioned born, for all these kings and their children. From he was born, he begot, like that. But here, when it comes to Krishna, it is mentioned appeared, right? So, which means nobody can give birth to God. He appears through anyone when he chooses to, or he can even appear without anyone when he chooses to. Like Narsinghadev did not need a womb, like mother and father to come. He just appeared. But in case of Krishna, he chooses to appear through a father and mother because he wanted to give them the pleasure, Vatsalya Rasa. Text 56. Whenever the principles of religion deteriorate and principles of irreligion increase, the supreme controller, the personality of Godhead, Sri Hari, appears by his own will. Yeah. Purport. Here we have a nice purport of Prabhupada. The principles by which an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead descends upon earth are explained in this verse. The same principles are also explained in Bhagavad Gita 4.7 with the Lord himself. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata apyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and the predominant rise of your religion, at that time I descend myself. In the present age, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to inaugurate the Hare Krishna movement. At present, in Kali Yuga, people are extremely sinful and bad, mandha. They have no idea of spiritual life and are misusing the benefits of the human form of life to live like cats and dogs. Under these circumstances, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has inaugurated the Hare Krishna movement, which is not different from Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If one associates with this movement, He directly associates with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. People should take advantage of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra and thus gain relief from all problems created in this age of Kali. Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada is saying people in Kali Yuga don't have any idea of spiritual life and they are misusing the benefits of human form of life like cats and dogs. People think that they're intelligent. Many people they think that oh they're extremely intelligent. I'm having this qualification. I'm a scientist. I'm a politician. I'm a philanthropist. I'm a jnani, right? I'm holding a big post in a company, or I'm Ambani, Adani, like that, or a Elon Musk. But Bhagavatam explains that they are non-different from cats and dogs. Their intelligence is of no use. Their intelligence is of no use. Prabhupada tells a nice story of a scientist, trying to cross the river with a boatman. So he's on the boat and he's going with the boatman. The scientist is very proud of his achievements, his inventions, his discoveries, his knowledge, his patents, so much. So the boatman was rowing the boat, and the scientist was sitting on the boat and looking at the boatman and thinking, "Hey, how intelligent am I? This useless fellow is rowing the boat. He doesn't know any knowledge about what all world has. He doesn't have any idea. So what is the use?" Then he started teasing the boatman. They asked him, "Hey, do you know how many molecules are there in the water? What is the mass of the water as compared to the iron?" Then the boatman said, "No, sir, I don't know." He said, "You are 10%. Your life is wasted. You don't know even basic things." Then the scientist told, "Do you know uh, do you know how this whole metaphysics functions? How the whole analysis, if you really go deep inside, the God particle is there, and you can. Do you know how the whole universe is floating? As per scientifically, the whole energies that are there and around the surface of the. Do you know any of this at all?" The boatman said, "Sorry, sir, I'm just rowing my boat. I don't know. I don't know any of these things." He said, "Your another 10% life is wasted." So they started saying, "Do you know any languages apart from what you're speaking? Do you even know that there are so many languages in the planet, so many people, so many countries, so many things? Do you even know anything at all?" Boatman said, "Sir, I only know this river. I only know this village. I've been living here since my childhood. I don't know anything." He said, "You're another 10% life is wasted." So like that, he kept on going. Your 30%, 40%, 50% life is wasted, like that. And suddenly, it started raining. There was a lot of thunderstorm, and the boat started moving. And the boatman looked at that scientist and he asked, "Sir, do you know how to swim? Do you know how to swim?" And the scientist said, "I don't know how to swim." And the boatman said, "Your 100% life is wasted." Because what is the use of you knowing metaphysics, or all this jnana, Sankhya Yoga, if you don't know how to swim? The same way, what is the use of being a human being uh, and knowing so many other things, having so much wealth, having so much beauty of the body, which is temporary, and thinking that you are great? What is the use of all these things if at the end of your life you don't have the consciousness of remembering Krishna's name? Ante Narayana Smriti. Huh? What is the use? There is no use, right? There is no use. If you can't remember God's name at the end of your life, the whole life is wasted. No matter what you did, no matter what you constructed, what you did, how famous you are, how the world, how many Facebook followers you have, how many Instagram followers you have, how many YouTube followers you have, how many so-called followers you have. If you can't remember Narayana at the end of your life, you are like that scientist sitting in the boat, wondering how great he is, but he has to take birth again and again and again. He can't save himself. So, Provis and Matajis, if you're all attending this class, you're very fortunate because you know how to save yourself. Otherwise, uh, Shrama eva hi kevalam. Everything that you have done in your life is Shrama eva hi kevalam. Hare Krishna. Text 57. O King Maharaj Parikshit, but for the Lord's personal desire, there is no cause for his appearance, disappearance, or activities. As a super soul, he knows everything. Consequently, there is no cause that affects him, not even the results of rotative activities. Very good. Purport. This verse points out the difference between the Supreme Personality of Godhead and an ordinary living being. An ordinary living being receives a particular type of body according to his past activities. Karmana devanetrena jantur dehopa pattaye. A living being is never independent and can never appear independently. Rather, one is forced to accept body imposed upon him by Maya according to his past karma. As explained in Bhagavad Gita 18.61, Yantrarudhani Mayaya, the body is a kind of machine created and offered to the living entity by the material energy under the direction of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the living entity must accept a particular type of body awarded to him by Maya, the material energy. According to his karma, one cannot independently say, give me a body like this or give me a body like that. One must accept whatever body is offered by the material energy. This is the position of the ordinary living being. So, Prabhujis and Matajis, how do you like your body? How do you like your body? Everybody likes his own body, right? Most of us, right? Even though we might be frustrated with our body, why white hair is coming, why my belly is coming, why my legs are becoming thicker and thicker, my intelligence becoming thinner and thinner, whatever, right? Even though you may like or not like, you have to accept this body. You have to what? Accept this body. It is not chosen by you. You didn't go to Ratandeep supermarket and find your body, or you didn't go to Amazon and found your body. What is it? In Amazon, there is this thing, right? Amazon certified or Amazon recommended. You didn't get any body by your own choice. You didn't go and select, oh, I want this type of body. You are given a body. You are given a body. Given by whom? Material energy. Under whose direction? Under the direction of Supreme Personality of God. So, what you are given, how can you be proud of it? The greatness is the hardware is given. Correct. The hardware is given, and the software is Maya. Hardware is your body, software is Maya. What does the software do? It installs you into that hardware and makes you proud about that hardware, right? And you feel that I am that hardware. And then you feel that this is the only hardware that is perfect, and this is the only hardware that is, this is me, right? You become proud of it. Like a pig, sewer is proud of being a pig. Pig is not thinking. When the pig comes to Gachibowli, it doesn't look at Microsoft Office and think, oh, I wish next life I'll be in Microsoft. No, it doesn't think like that. Pig thinks, these fools in this building, what are they doing? Why don't they come and eat shit like me? I'm eating fresh shit coming from all these apartment communities in the gutter. Why can't these people do that? Oh, useless people. They're going and working morning to night. Come, okay. Next life, you take life of a pig like me. You can come and eat shit, right? Fresh shit, like that. Pig is thinking. Pig is also proud of his body. And what is a person going to this company, big company? I keep taking Microsoft because it's beside my house. I'm not biased towards Microsoft people or anything, but I can see its logo right outside my window. But anyway, so whichever company you think you're going to that company wearing his blazer. The other day I was going to office and I saw one person getting down from a taxi. He's coming from airport, right, to the office, and he's holding one blazer in the hand and one suitcase in his other hand, a stroller suitcase, right? And it looked like a dashing Raymond's ad, look towards the building. I'm going to go there, I'm the customer, and there are so many people who will kast karke mar for me, so I'm the controller. So he's feeling great about the way he looks, the way he walks, the blazer, the black blazer, the black pant, the black shoes, and the black suitcase, and the tie, the reddish tie or whatever corporate look. What is the pig? What is the pig outside the building thinking, looking at him? Can anyone repeat?
This fellow is not coming and eating fish.
Correct.
Fish.
The pig is thinking that. And what is that fellow thinking? What is that fellow thinking? Huh? That I am great. I am this body. As if he has chosen the body. He has not chosen the body. It has been given to him. And he has to deal with it. The body already is tuned, the body is already tuned to be diseased. How many of you know, Prabhujis and Matajis, that the disease that is going to come in you is already in you? You know that? It's already in you. It is not opened yet. One by one, it will open. One by one. Because that is how it is, right? Body is meant to suffer. And already the suffering is inside. Like the fire is inside the wood, the disease is already inside the body. Okay, you might say that, then Prabhuji, when I eat, you say that when I eat wrong things, I get disease. What is that you are saying? Yeah, when you eat wrong things, that is triggered. The disease is already inside. The triggering point is there, right? Some people who get autoimmune disorders, you know how the autoimmune disorder is already there inside, but some fever triggers it. Sometimes even some thick cold triggers autoimmune disorder, and the disease starts. How the disease starts is not important. Disease will start because disease is already there inside. It's already created by the material energy. When you've taken birth, the date of our death is also fixed. You think birthday is, you can choose. These days, people go to the hospital and tell, this day, please do the surgery. And, I want my child to take birth on this day. Well, you can do that. Actually, the birth is already taken inside. As per our sanskaras, the birth is already taken as soon as the Garbhadana sanskara is done. The soul enters, right? So the birthday calculation also, I don't know what it is, whether it is 9 months before or 9 months after, whichever way you look at it. So, but the date of death is also fixed. Time, exact muhurta of your death is also fixed. So do you want to know what is the time of your death? You want to know? How many here want to know the time of your death? You don't want to know, right? Yeah, nobody.
I want to know.
Huh?
I want to know.
Today.
Great.
So don't go to office, sit and read Bhagavatam in Ekadashi day, because today is the death. Prabhu, don't think I'm telling anything inauspicious. I'm not telling to you, I'm telling this to myself, that today is my last day. If today is my last day and I'm reading 9th Canto 24th chapter, then I'm the most fortunate. At least I read Bhagavatam before I died. Unlike somebody who is doing foreign travel to figure out how to install a software which God knows why it was created, and God knows whom it is going to help, and God only knows what damage it will do in the future. In different companies. At least we are fortunate that we are sitting here and reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. Please forgive me, I didn't mean to say anything wrong, but we have to understand that how vulnerably we are situated and we have been given this body. Therefore, the living entity must accept a particular type of body awarded to him by Maya, the material energy, according to his karma. One cannot independently say, give me a body like this or give me a body like that. One must accept whatever body is offered by the material energy. This is the position of the ordinary living being. Prabhupada is exactly telling what we just discussed. When Krishna descends, however, he does so out of his merciful compassion for the fallen souls. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, Paritranaya sadhunam vinayashat duskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I advent myself millennium after millennium. The Supreme Lord is not forced to appear. Indeed, no one can subject him to force, for he is the Supreme Personality. You got it? Everyone is under his control and he is not under the control of anyone else. Foolish people who because of a poor fund of knowledge, think that one can equal Krishna or become Krishna as condemned in every way. No one can equal or surpass Krishna, who is therefore described as Asamarudha, Asamar, Asamauradhva. According to the Vishwa Kosha dictionary, the word Maya is used in the sense of false pride and also in the sense of compassion. For any ordinary living being, the body in which he appears is punishment. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 7.14, Daivi Heshi Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. This divine energy of mind, consisting of three modes of mental nature, is difficult to overcome. But when Krishna comes, the word Maya refers to his compassion or mercy upon the devotees and fallen souls. By his potency, the Lord can deliver everyone, whether sinful or pious. See, so once I was speaking to one very learned person in film industry. He writes a lot of scripts and he is the background. It was like 10 years ago. There was something that I had to go, and I really don't know anybody in film industry, but I had to go to this kind of settlement meeting for one of my friend who was cheated. And there I was sitting to this very scholarly, so-called scholarly person. And he looked at my tilak and me and he said, "Oh, you people are Hare Krishnas." And he said, "Okay, fine." Then he started telling his philosophy. He said, Krishna died because Gandhari cursed him. Right? Krishna died because Gandhari cursed him. Does it make any sense? Here in the purport, Prabhupada is saying, and in the verse 4.8, Krishna is saying that Sambhavami Yogi Yogi. He comes whenever he wants, Ra Baba. He goes whenever he wants. Nodra Shapam betted. Right? As if you have cursed and he died. As if an arrow was shot and it hit his underneath his feet and he died. Right? This is foolishness, foolish philosophies. Krishna is not bound by the metal energy. Metal energy works on the order of Krishna. What is that shloka? Maya Dhikshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharachara. Hetunanena Konteya Jagad Viparivartate. Krishna is telling, right? It works under my order. But foolish people, they think Krishna is also like you and me. He appears and he dies. Text 58. The Supreme Personality of Godhead acts through his material energy in the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of this cosmic manifestation, and just to deliver the living entity by his compassion and stop the living entity's birth, death, and duration of materialistic life. Thus, he enables the living being to return home back to Godhead. So, Krishna comes to why? To enable. Krishna comes to enable a living entity to come back. So a lot of people ask, why did God create this world? Prabhupada is telling in the purport. Materialistic men sometimes ask, why God has created this material world for the suffering of the living entities? The material creation is certainly meant for the suffering of the conditioned souls who are part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as confirmed the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita 15.7. Mamai vamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manas shasthandriyani prakritistani karshyati. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditional life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. All the living entities are part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and are as good as God as Lord qualitatively, but quantitatively there is a great difference between them. For the Lord is unlimited, whereas the living entities are limited. Thus, the Lord possesses unlimited potency for pleasure, and the living entities have a limited pleasure potency. Anandamayo Bhyasyat. Vedanta Sutra 1.1.12. Both the Lord and the living entity, being qualitatively spirit soul, have the tendency for peaceful enjoyment. But when the part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead unfortunately wants to enjoy independently without Krishna, he is put into the material world where he begins his life as Brahma and is gradually degraded to the status of an ant or a worm in stool or a software engineer. This is called Mana Sastandriyani Prakritistani Karshati. I told the software engineer. There is a great struggle for existence because The living entity conditioned by material nature is under nature's full control. Prakrite kriyamani gune karmani sarvashaha. So some of you might wonder why I keep telling software engineer. Can anyone tell why I keep telling software engineer in between? Why I keep telling about software people?
They are in 100% illusion.
Okay. Anybody else?
They are intelligent fools, Prabhuji.
No, busy fools, not intelligent. Intelligence is different. Busy fools. Okay. No. That's the reason I tell.
Prabhuji, you yourself are a software engineer.
No, I'm a chartered accountant. I'm a psycho than software. Why I keep telling software engineer? You all know the answer. Just think. Should I give a clue?
Yes, Prabhuji.
What is the state in which we live?
Telangana.
Okay, that is a clue. Tell me why I keep telling software engineer. No, this is not Bhagavatam. I'm just having fun. You know me for the last 10 years, some of you. And from that time, you're seeing I keep telling software, Microsoft, Amazon, Wipro, HCL, TCS. Why?
Everybody wants to go to America, Prabhu.
Adi, that is what I was trying to get to. The goal of life of these idiots in this country, especially in these two states, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, is what? What is the goal of life? To become a software engineer. Right? Yeah. So when I'm preaching in this locality, the only way I can shake their consciousness is when I shake their goal. Shake their goal. Right? Because their goal is what? Not Ante Narayana Smriti. Their goal is not Krishna Prema. Their goal is not God consciousness. What is their goal? Their goal is to become a software engineer and earn lots of money, dollars, go to America, make money, buy properties, buy villa, buy flats, buy farmhouses, buy this, work like a donkey in that country or for that country, sitting here, make money and feel that I'm proud. Yes, my villa number is 212. Oh, I have achieved something in life. I'm a software. My son is also going into software. I will also put him into software. We are in software. That is why, I keep telling software, because I don't know how else. I'm not a good preacher, and I don't know how else to tell people that this is not the goal of life.
No, to be very frank with you, Prabhu, software people realizing that this is not a right career.
So that is another thing, right?
Not a
That is
right
another
career.
thing. They keep suffering and still they keep feeling, what is that? Feeling excitement that they're still part of it. It's like you hold somebody's head and put his head into the water. Put it into the head of water, he can't breathe. And suddenly you pull him out. Then again you put his head inside. Again pull your head in. Right? So for 364 days, his head is inside the water in the software company. And the day of appraisal, I became lead. Then again, I became architect. I became vice president. This is what is going on. Right? Fools.
Appraisal rate is more horrible than that, actually.
Yeah, but they feel, sometimes they cry also. When they come outside, they cry. Oh, I didn't get this much. I didn't get that much. They keep losing jobs. They keep getting jobs. They keep struggling to survive. And now another Maha Yantra of Maya has come, which is not even allowing them to be happy. What is that Maya Yantra?
Artificial intelligence.
Correct. Haribol, Prabhu, you are my heartmate, Prabhu, Prasad. Thank you for understanding my heart. Or maybe you're living with me for such a long time that now you know how I think. Yes, artificial intelligence. Right? Real intelligence is not there. Artificial intelligence is there. What to do? ఉన్నదేమో కనబడతలేదు, లేనిదేమో కావాలి.
Much better than intelligence, Prabhu, our intelligence.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, how are you?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam.
So happy to see you. So, Prabhuji, you are saying Krishna's plan is to disrupt the stupid goal and is being executed by the demon Trump. Hare Krishna. So here is Ashish Dantu Prabhu. He also endeavored to go to Canada, and then he realized his goal of life is to finish his body in Bharat. So he came back. So claps to Ashish Dantu Prabhu. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So
Thank you, Prabhu, for the wonderful guidance you had given us at
Hari
that point.
Bol, Hari Bol.
Before going and wanting to come back also, you gave very nice...
I tortured you before going and tortured you after going.
No, Prabhuji, it was not torture actually, because I still remember your words. You said, okay, Krishna is wanting you to go for some training. And I think I got some training. But nice devotee association training I got, Prabhu. And yeah, I think this was very important to go. But most important was to come back.
Very good. And now you're back. I wish you were back in Hyderabad, but you're in Bangalore. And Prabhuji hosts many satsangs. Haribol, Prabhuji's, Mataji's. In Bangalore, Prabhuji hosts many satsangs. Himself teaches, himself guides. So we have a Maharathi devotee, Ashish Dantu Prabhu, in the satsang today. Very privileged to have you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Not even qualified to have been called out, but again, you're very humble. Thank you, Prabhu.
No. Okay. So let's go back to Prabhupada's purport. There is a great struggle for existence because the living entity conditioned by material nature is under the nature's full control. Prakriti kriyamanani gune karmani sarvasha. Because of his limited knowledge, however, the living entity thinks he is enjoying in this material world. Manasasindriyani prakriti sthani karshati. He is actually under the full control of the material nature, but still he thinks himself independent. Ahankara vimudatma kartahamiti manyate. Even when he is elevated by this speculative knowledge and tries to merge into the existence of Brahman, the same disease continues. Aruhya krichrena parampadam tata patanti ada. Bhagavatam 10.2.32. Even having attained that parampadam, having merged into the impersonal Brahman, he falls again into the material world. In this way, the conditioned soul undergoes a great struggle for existence in this material world, and therefore the Lord, out of compassion for him, appears in this world and instructs him. Thus the Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita 4.7, Yada yada hi dharmasya jnanir bhavati bharata apyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanyam srijamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious principle or descendant of Bharata and a predominant rise of a religion, at that time I descend myself. The real dharma is to surrender unto Krishna. But the rebellious living entity, instead of surrendering to Krishna, engages in adharma, in a struggle for existence to become Krishna, We all want to become Krishna. Therefore, out of compassion, Krishna creates this material world to give the living entity a chance to understand his real position. Bhagavad Gita and similar Vedic scriptures are presented so that the living being may understand his relationship with Krishna. Vedasya sarve rahame vedya, Bhagavad Gita 15.15. All these Vedic literatures are meant to enable the living being to understand what he is, what his actual position is, and what his relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is called Brahma Jignasa. Every conditioned soul is struggling, but the human life provides the best chance for him to understand his position. Therefore, this verse says, Anugrahas tan nivritte, indicating that the false life of repeated birth and death must be stopped, and the conditioned soul should be educated. That this is the purpose of the creation. The creation does not arise whimsically, as atheistic men think. Asatyam apratishtam te jagat ahur anishwaram aparaspara sambhutam kim anyat kama haitukam. Bhagavad Gita 16.8. They say that this world is unreal, there is no foundation, and that there is no God in control. It is produced for sex desire and has no cause other than lust. Atheistic rascals think that there is no God and that the creation has taken place by chance. Just as a man and woman meet by chance and the woman becomes pregnant and gives birth to a child. Actually, however, this is not the fact. The fact is that there is a purpose for this creation to give the conditioned soul a chance to return to his original consciousness, Krishna consciousness, and then return home back to Godhead and be completely happy in the spiritual world. In the material world, the conditioned soul is given a chance to satisfy its senses, but at the same time is informed by the Vedic knowledge that this material world is not his place of happiness. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Doshanudarshanam, Bhagavad Gita 13.9. One must stop the repetition of birth and death. Every human being, therefore, should take advantage of this creation by understanding Krishna and his relationship with Krishna, and is this way return home back to Godhead. This is the most prime activity, provision messages, but unfortunately, we are surrounded by people who will not allow us to perform this one activity. And who are those people? Who are those people who don't allow us to perform this most important activity? Anyone tell who are those people?
Managers.
Correct. Managers. And
First is our mind, Prabhu. Our mind.
Our mind is also there, yes. But our mind is influenced by what people? Celebrities, influencers. But Prabhu, that is very different. Relatives. Who else? Friends. Materialistic people around us, materialistic friends. Do all these people remind you that your death is coming, you have to become serious, achieve Krishna Prema, don't take birth again? Do they remind you? Haribol, Prabhuji? They don't remind. They don't remind. One person was telling me, you can hear me? You all can hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So one person was telling me that, hey, you devotees, people say you're devotees, what kind of, decisions you're making, what kind of this is this, materialistic people are better than you. My husband respects other people more than you. My brother is better than so many devotees, even though he's not a devotee, but he has better qualities than a devotee. What is the answer for that? When somebody says like that? What is the answer? When somebody says materialistic people have better qualities than devotees, what is your answer?
But a devotee is in the right path.
Yes, correct.
One day he will be purified.
Yes. Yes. And?
Will they remind you of Krishna at the time of death? Will they remind you of Krishna at the time of death?
That is the ultimate answer. All these good quality people will come back with those qualities in this good material world again and get crushed. And they'll crush you also. Greatness of a devotee is, okay, the devotee might have some qualities which are not great. The devotee might also have some tendencies which are not perfect, but he's in the right path. Like Sanatan Rupa Prabhu, he's in the right path. Right? And most importantly, even though I don't like the devotee, but I still will be around the devotee because that devotee will remind me at least once in a day that Prabhu, the most important thing in life is Krishna prayer. And the devotee goes to satsang. He is getting treatment. So Prabhu, don't fall for the good qualities of people in this material world. Don't fall for it. You can appreciate it. You can take inspiration from it. But don't think they will save you. Don't think they'll save you. None of these good qualities will save you. The only quality that will save you is to become a devotee of Krishna. Are we clear on this? Is everybody clear on this? Don't fall for the good qualities of materialistic people. He's very truthful. He's very charitable. He's very austeric. He's very clean. He's very mean. Not mean, but he's very, respectful. His gestures are very nice. His body language is very nice. His knowledge is very nice. His articulation is very nice. His interpretation is very nice. His this nice. His this nice. Good for nothing. Why? Because none of those things, if they're not leading you towards becoming a devotee, then they're a burden. They are like the golden helmet when you are drowning. Right? When you are drowning, will you put a golden helmet? No. In this material world, all of us are drowning. And when you put a golden helmet of great qualities, without having any inclination towards Krishna consciousness, that very qualities will pull you more down, 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 down. And you keep going down, down. The only quality that is required is to become a devotee. Of course, those other qualities you will anyway get when you become a devotee. And those other qualities can help you come towards Sattva Guna. But ultimately is not Sattva Guna. Ultimate is Shuddha Sattva, Bhakti. Traigunya Vishya Veda, Nishtraigunya Bhavarjuna, Nirdvandva Nitya Sattvasto, Niryoga Kshema Matmavan, is to raise yourself, Arjuna, above these three modes and do your duty. Text number 59. Although the demons who take possession of the government, now this is, Prabhuji and Mataji, everybody please be attentive. I don't know what you're doing, washing vessels or wearing clothes, because I don't know your videos, but please hear this attentively. This one verse. This will exactly tell you what is going on between Iran and America today. Okay? Are you ready? Text number 59. I'm reading it now. Please be attentive. Although the demons who take possession of the government are dressed like men of government, they do not know the duty of the government. Consequently, by arrangement of God, remember this, consequently, by arrangement of God, such demons who possess great military strength fight with one another, and thus the great burden of demons on the surface of the earth is reduced. The demons increase their military power by the will of the Supreme, so that their number will be diminished and the devotees will have a chance to advance in Krishna consciousness. Haribol. Huh? Sukadeva Goswami is telling about Iran and USA war 5,000 years ago. What is he telling? These fools, these rascals, these idiots, they'll become heads of the government. And God will give the intelligence to them to make weapons. Don't think nuclear weapon is made by some nuclear fellow. It is made by God only. Huh? These atom bombs, these ballistic missiles, these pinpointed drones, these all are made by whom? Made in China? Made in Turkey? Made in Lebanon? Where? Who made them? According to Srimad Bhagavatam, who made them?
Made by God only.
Krishna has made them.
Yes, Prabhu.
Huh? Who made them? Krishna has made them.
Krishna
And he
made
gave it to this demoniac heads of the government. And what are they doing with it? They're destroying themselves. And when they destroy themselves, what will happen? All the demons will kill each other. And then devotees, at the end is saying, the demons increase their military power by the will of the Supreme, so that their number will be diminished and the devotees will have a chance to advance in Krishna consciousness.
You should send a drone, Prabhuji, with a speaker which will do Hare Krishna Mahamantra very loudly, because when they're dying, right, we'll remind them. Haribol.
Amazing. Hare Krishna drone. Prabhu, amazing idea, bro. Amazing idea, actually. A floating speaker in the sky repeating Hare Krishna mantra. Ashish Dantu Prabhu, you are really in the right place in Bangalore. You have to start a startup. Okay, perfect. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, Paritranaya sadhuna vinayasya dushkritam, the sadhus, the devotees of the Lord, are always eager to advance the cause of Krishna consciousness, so that the conditioned souls may be released from the bondage of birth and death. But the asuras, the demons, impede the advancement of the Krishna conscious movement, and therefore Krishna arranges occasional fights between different asuras who are very much interested in increasing their military power. The duty of the government or king is not to increase military power unnecessarily. The real duty of the government is to see that the people in the state advance in Krishna consciousness. For this purpose, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 4.13, Chaturvarnam Maya Shreshtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. According to the three modes of mental nature and work ascribed to them, the four divisions of the human society were created by me. Therefore, there should be an ideal class of men who are bona fide Brahmanas, and they should be given all protection. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. Krishna is very fond of Brahmanas and cows. The Brahmanas promulgate the cause of advancement in Krishna consciousness, and the cows give enough milk to maintain the body in the mode of goodness. The Kshatriyas and the government should be advised by the Brahmanas. Next, the Vaishyas should produce enough foodstuff, and the Shudras, who cannot do anything beneficial on their own, should serve the three higher classes, the Brahmana, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. This is the arrangement of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that the conditioned souls will be released from the material condition and return home back to Godhead. This is the purpose of Krishna's descent on the surface of the earth. Paritranaya sadhuna vinaya dushkritam. Everyone must understand Krishna's activities. Janma karma chame divyam. If one understands the purpose of Krishna's coming to this earth and performing his activities, one is immediately liberated. This liberation is the purpose of the creation, and Krishna's descent upon the surface of the earth. Demons are very much interested in advancing a plan by which people will labor hard like cats and dogs and hogs, but Krishna's devotees want to teach Krishna consciousness so that people will be satisfied with plain living and Krishna conscious advancement. Krishna's devotees are busy with what? In preaching. We are all here in this satsang for what? For preaching. Krishna's devotees always preach.
Hari Bol.
Right? Very clear. Although demons have created many plans for industry and hard labor so that people will work day and night like animals, this is not the purpose of civilization. Such endeavors are jagato hita. That is, they are meant for the misfortune of people in general. Kshayaya. Such activities lead to annihilation. One who understands the purpose of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, should seriously understand the importance of the Krishna conscious movement and seriously take part in it. One should not endeavor for ugra karma or unnecessary work for sense gratification. Nunam pramatta kurute vikarma yad indriya pritaya apranoti. Bhagavatam 5.4. Simply for sense gratification, people make plans for material happiness. Maya shukhaya bharam udvahato vimudhan. 7.9.43. They do this because they are all vimudhas, rascals. For flickering happiness, people waste their human energy not understanding the importance of the Krishna conscious movement, but instead accusing the simple devotees of brainwashing. Demons may falsely accuse the preacher of Krishna consciousness movement, but Krishna will arrange a fight between the demons in which all the military power will be engaged and both parties of demons will be annihilated. Hare Krishna. So, demons will create disturbance. Of this, there is no doubt. See, I'm sharing with all of you. I'm sure not many will hear this lecture, so I can share with all of you. See, I've been given a position in my company, and the position name is very nice, vice president, something like that, in finance, HR of IT company, something like that. But what am I doing? I'm preaching everywhere. I'm preaching in my office. I'm preaching, not formally directly, but I'm doing in my own way. By wearing this tilak, I'm preaching. By wearing a nice dress, I'm preaching. And by not using bad words, I'm preaching. By using every opportunity to speak about Krishna, I'm preaching. So whatever little, I'm a small preacher here and there, I keep doing. So I'm also posting my short videos in a platform called LinkedIn. How many of you are in LinkedIn here? Anybody in LinkedIn? Huh? Where Maya has linked everybody to suffer. It is a platform called LinkedIn. Nobody's in LinkedIn? Hare Krishna. So I'm in LinkedIn. So there also I'm posting. Every day I post one message. And there are a lot of people, I don't know from where, in which country, sometimes even foreigners, they message me saying that, oh, this is a very nice thought, this is a nice thing. So recently I got a message from my company's group head. So mine is a company, I work for a company. So there is a group of companies and the head of that group. That person messaged me saying, my middle name is Lakshman. So that person was telling me, Lakshman, you are in a very important corporate position. And you sending these kind of personal messages in LinkedIn is not nice. You should send it in Facebook. If you want to send, you send. LinkedIn is not a platform for that. Right? And I simply closed my eyes. I prayed to Krishna and I replied to her saying that this is my personal platform. I've been doing this for many years and I'm a very different person. My goals are different. I use this position to serve Krishna in a spiritual way. Materially, he'll take care of me, that I have my confidence. With all due respect, I may not post in Telugu, but I'll continue to post in English. Is that a problem for you? And that person, I don't know. And the person told, I also go to satsang. She's, that person is Indian. Like, I also go to satsang. I also understand spiritual life, but material life is material life, spiritual life is spiritual life. I replied to her. I replied to that person saying, I have that. When you meet me, I can show you. The chat is there, right? In LinkedIn, we are both are chatting in LinkedIn. I told that, see, my life is different. My goals are different. Krishna is my sole objective. I'm doing my work. I know what I'm doing professionally. And I also educate my colleagues and my friends spiritually, wherever they are, and they appreciate it. Thank you for your advice. Finish, chat is over. Now, if that means, I'll be removed from that company after some time, so be it. Krishna will take care. No? He wants me to preach. He wants me to survive. He is taking care of my family. He'll take care. I'm not telling you all should do that. I'm not encouraging you to do that. But I'm telling you, somewhere or the other, we have to identify ourselves as Krishna devotees. That you should not compromise. Of course, there are some places when customer comes, I also wear a blazer and go. And there are some colleges where I go to preach. I should not wear my tilak. I remove my tilak and go. That is adjustment, but not adjustment of your existence, right? If somebody tells I should not preach, I'm sorry. I'm not part of your life. I'm not going to stop. Because that is the only thing I can do. That is the only service I'm trying to do, right? And I feel Krishna is enabling me to do, so I should continue to do. Brothers and Matajis, I'm trying to follow the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he told, wherever you are, whichever situation you are, preach the message of Krishna. What is that verse? Does anyone remember? Grihe Thako, Vane Thako, Sada Hari, Bole Thako. Right? By Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says. And even Krishna Shiksha, there is a verse, I'm forgetting, Chaitanya Charitamrita. It says, do Krishna Shiksha wherever you are. Right? In whichever way you can. Try to do it. So because that is the greatest thing. And here Prabhupada is telling in the purport that demons will come to stop us, but we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. I appreciate so many wonderful souls in this group here right now who are preaching in communities where the communities are formed to suffer and to live like demons. They are preaching in those communities. They don't want Krishna. They want piousness. They want God somewhere in the corner of their house, not in the center of their house. But those devotees have converted the houses into, Vanilla Mataji is saying, Yara dekha tara kaha Krishna upadesh. Amara agnya guru. Right? Amara agnya, wait a second, where is it? Amara agya guru hana tara I. This is not. Tara I desha. Right? So he's saying, it's my order. You all have to preach Krishna consciousness. It's my order. Krishna is giving the order. So, is this getting? Yeah. Where are we? They do this because they're all Vimudas, rascals. For flickering happiness, people waste their human energy not understanding the importance of Krishna conscious movement, but instead accusing the simple devotees for brainwashing. Demons may falsely accuse the preachers of Krishna conscious movement, but Krishna will arrange a fight between the demons in which all the military power will be engaged and both parties of demons will be annihilated. That's exactly what he did with Jarasandha, right? He asked him to go and get accumulated the entire army, and Krishna will go and finish them at once. 18 times. Still that fellow didn't get intelligence. Text 16. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, with the cooperation of Sankarsana Balarama, performed activities beyond the mental comprehension of even such personalities as Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. For instance, Krishna arranged the battle of Kurukshetra to kill many demons for the relief of the entire world. Text 61. To show causeless mercy to the devotees who would take birth in future in this age of Kali, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna acted in such a way that simply by remembering him, one will be freed from all the lamentation and unhappiness of material existence. In other words, he acted so that all future devotees, by accepting the instructions of Krishna consciousness stated in the Bhagavad Gita, could be relieved from the pangs of material existence. Purport. The Lord's activities for saving the devotees and killing the devotees, Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinayasha Duskritam, take place side by side. Krishna actually appears for the deliverance of the sadhus or bhaktas, but by killing the demons, he shows them mercy also. For anyone killed by Krishna is liberated. Whether the Lord kills or gives protection, he is kind to both the demons and the devotees. Text 62. Simply by receiving the glories of the Lord through purified transcendental years, the devotees of the Lord are immediately freed from the strong material desires and engagement in fruitive activities. So that is the advantage of hearing the glories of the Lord. Prabhupada and Mati, you're all hearing right now. Purport. When the devotees orally receive the activities of Supreme Personality of Godhead as enacted in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, they immediately achieve a transcendental vision in which they are no longer interested in materialistic activities. Thus, they achieve freedom from the material world. For sense gratification, practically everyone is engaged in materialistic activities which prolong the process of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, birth, death, old age and disease. But the devotee, simply by hearing the message of Bhagavad Gita and further relishing the narrations of Srimad Bhagavatam, becomes so pure that he no longer takes interest in materialistic activities. At the moment, devotees in the Western countries are being attracted by Krishna consciousness and becoming uninterested in materialistic activities, and therefore people are trying to oppose this movement. But they cannot possibly check this movement or stop the activities of the devotees in Europe and America by their artificial impositions. Here the words Shrotraknyalir Upasprastha indicate that simply by hearing the transcendental activities of the Lord, the devotees become so pure that they are immediately immune to the contamination of materialistic fruitive activities. Anya Vilashita Shunyam. Materialistic activities are unnecessary for the soul, and therefore the devotees are freed from such activities. The devotees are situated in liberation, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, and therefore they cannot be called back to their material homes and materialistic activities. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Prabhuji, we all will go back to Krishna. This should be our last life. Let's pray. We want to go back and serve Krishna. 63 and 64. Assisted by the descendants of Bhoja, Vrishni, Andaka, Madhu, Surasena, Dasarha, Kuru, Shrinjaya, and Pandu, Lord Krishna perform various activities. By his pleasing smiles, his affectionate behavior, his instructions, and his uncommon pastimes like raising Govardhana hill, the Lord appearing in his transcendental body pleased all of human society. Purport. The words Nirlokam Ramayam Asha Murtya Sarvanga Ramyaya are significant. Krishna is the original form. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is therefore described here by the word Murtya. The word Murti means form. Krishna or God is never impersonal. The impersonal feature is but a manifestation of his transcendental body. Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti. The Lord is Narakriti, exactly resembling the form of a human being, but his form is different from ours. Therefore, the word Sarvanga Ramyaya informs us that every part of his body is pleasing for everyone to see. Apart from his smiling face, every part of his body, his hands, his legs, his chest is pleasing to the devotees who cannot at any time stop being the beautiful form of the Lord. Text 55. Prabhuji, is only 5 more minutes. We'll be done.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. I'm sorry, I'm disturbing you.
Yes, Prabhu.
But now, Prabhuji, this is Lalit Mohan Das Prabhuji. You are about to read 65. Yeah, this is Lalit Mohan Das Prabhuji.
Lalit Mohan Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Hari Bol. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, you are about to read 65, Prabhuji. So, very, very rare cases in Bhagavatam where the face of Krishna is described. Okay. So this is one such trigger shloka which triggers our Parikshit Maharaj to tell to Sukadeva Goswami to speak about him for 4 more hours. Means 10th canto. So this we have come, Prabhuji. I just wanted to
Yes,
just,
yes. And I humbly request you to read the verse and translation purport if you can.
No. I'll read the shloka, Prabhu. You all repeat after me once.
Yes.
Okay, or
Yes.
one line I will read 3
Yes.
times. You can
Yes.
repeat it after me. Okay. And then you can enjoy the shloka, Prabhu. And this is a trigger shloka actually.
Yes.
Only 5 times, Krishna describes what you are saying. Sukadeva Goswami describes the face of Krishna. This is one. Okay. Ananam. Yasya Ananam. Ananam means face actually. Yasya Ananam. How it is? Makara Kundala Charu Karanam. Karna means ears. Charu Karna means crocodile, this thing, earrings. Bhrajat Kapola. Bhrajat means decoration, fully decorated. How Kapola means face is fully decorated. Subhagam Savilasa Hasam. Savilasa Hasam. Very, a face ఎప్పుడు ఆనందంగా ఉంటుందంట. సవిలాస హాసం. That is always, happy. It's smiling. Nityotsavam. When you see that face, what happens? It is like a festival. Festival how? Continuous festival. Nityotsavam. Na tatrapur drishibhi pibantyo. So it will be so festival that you will drink that nectar through your eyes. Narya naroscha mudita kupita nimescha. So these gopis, they were telling, why did you give our eyelids? So momentary blinking of our eyes is actually, stopping our vision to see him. So this is that shloka. So please everyone repeat it after me. I'll go line by line slowly. Okay. Yasyananam makara kundala charu karna.
Yasyananam makara kundala charu
Rajat kapola subhagam savilasahasam.
Brajat kapola subalam savilasahasam.
Nityotsavam na tatrapur drishibhi pibantyo.
Nityosavam na tatrapur drishibhi pibantyo.
Naryo narascha mudita kupita nimescha.
Naryo narascha mudita kupita nimescha.
Thank you, Prabhu.
How the shloka became sweeter when you sang it. Thank you.
No, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Translation. Krishna's face is decorated with ornaments such as earrings resembling sharks. His ears are beautiful. His cheeks are brilliant. And his smiling attractive to everyone. Whoever sees Lord Krishna sees a festival. His face and body are fully satisfying to everyone to see. But the devotees are angry at the Creator for the disturbance caused by the momentary blinking of their eyes. Haribo. So, Provision Mother, one thing, so you already know what God wears on his face. Right? He wears earrings. And his ears are beautiful, his cheeks are beautiful, his smiling is beautiful. Namah Pankajanabhaya, Namah Pankajamalini, Namah Pankajanetraya, Namaste Pankajanabhaya. Everything is like beautiful, like lotus. Purport. As stated by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita 7.3, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tattvataha. Out of many thousands of men, among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Unless one is qualified to understand Krishna, one cannot appreciate the presence of Krishna on earth. Among the Bhojas, Vrishnis, Andakas, Pandavas, and many other kings intimately related with Krishna, the intimate relationship between Krishna and the inhabitants of Vrindavana is especially to be noted. That relationship is described in the verses. So in this verse by the words Nityotsavam na Triptur Drishibhi Pibhantya. The inhabitants of Vrindavana, especially such as the cowherd boys, the cows, the calves, the gopis, and Krishna's father and mother, were never fully satisfied, although they saw Krishna's beautiful features constantly. Seeing Krishna is described here as Nitya Utsava, a daily festival. The inhabitants of Vrindavana saw Krishna almost every moment, but when Krishna left the village for the pasturing grounds where he tended the cows and calves, the gopis were very much afflicted because they saw Krishna walking on the sand and thought that Krishna's lotus feet, which they dared not place on their breasts because they thought their breasts not soft enough, were being pierced by broken chips of stone. By even thinking of this, the gopis were affected and they cried at home. These gopis who were therefore the exalted friends of Krishna saw Krishna constantly, but because their eyelids disturbed their vision of Krishna, the gopis condemned the creator Lord Brahma. Therefore, the beauty of Krishna, especially the beauty of his face, is described here. At the end of the ninth canto, in the 24th chapter, we find a hint of Krishna's beauty. Now we are proceeding to the 10th canto, which is considered Krishna's head. The entire Srimad Bhagavatam Purana is the embodiment of Krishna's form, and the 10th canto is his face. This verse gives a hint of how beautiful his face is, Krishna's smiling face, and his cheeks, his lips, the ornaments of his ears, his chewing of betel nuts. All this was minutely observed by the gopis, who thus enjoyed transcendental bliss, so much so that they were never fully satisfied to see Krishna's face, but instead condemned the creator of the body for making eyelids that obstructed their vision. The beauty of Krishna's face was therefore much more appreciated by the gopis than by his friends, the cowherd boys, or even by Yashoda Mata, who was also interested in decorating the face of Krishna. Haribol. So, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we all also get an opportunity to decorate Krishna by dressing him. Especially till a few days ago, we were putting Chandan on his face, Chandan Yatra, right? Decorating his face. So, Yashoda also is to decorate Krishna's face. Text 66. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, known as Leela Purushottama, appeared as the son of Vasudeva, but immediately left his father's home and went to Vrindavana to expand his loving relationship with his confidential devotees in Vrindavana. The Lord killed many demons, and afterwards he returned to Dwaraka, where, according to Vedic principles, he married many wives, who were the best of the women, begot through them hundreds of sons, and performed sacrifices for his own worship to establish the principles of householder life. Entire Krishna's journey in one verse. Hare Krishna. Purport. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 15:15, Vedesa Sarver Aham Vedya, by all the Vedas, it is Krishna who is to be known. Lord Sri Krishna, setting an example by his own behavior, performed many ritualistic ceremonies described in the Vedas and established the principles of Grahastha life by marrying many wives and begetting many children, just so how people in general, how to be happy by living according to Vedic principles. The center of the Vedic sacrifice is Krishna. Vedasya sarver aham eva vedya. To advance in human life, human society must follow the Vedic principles personally demonstrated by Lord Krishna in his householder life. The real purpose of Krishna's appearance, however, was to manifest how one can take part in loving affairs with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Reciprocations of loving affairs in ecstasy are possible only in Vrindavana. Therefore, just after his appearance as the son of Vasudeva, the Lord immediately left for Vrindavana. In Vrindavana, the Lord not only took part in loving affairs with his father and mother, the gopis and the cowherd boys, but also gave liberation to many demons by killing them. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, Paritranaya sadhunam vinayasya duskritam, the Lord appears in order to protect the devotees and kill the demons. This was fully exhibited by his personal behavior. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord is understood by Arjuna to be Purusham Shashvatam Divyam, the eternal transcendental supreme person. Here also we find the words Upadhya Teshu Purusha. Therefore, it is to be concluded that the absolute truth is Purusha, a person. The impersonal feature is but one of the features of his personality. Ultimately, he is a person who he is not impersonal, and not only he is Purusha, a person, but he is Leela Purushottama, the best of all persons. Hare Krishna. So the last verse 67. So Let me try to read the Sanskrit also, because the last verse of 9th canto. Rituya savai guru bharam kashyapyan kurunam anta samutta kalina yudhibhupa chamba dristva vidhuya vijaye jayam udvighoshya procho dhavaya cha param samagat swadharma. Therefore, Lord Sri Krishna created a misunderstanding between family members just to diminish the burden of the world. Simply by his glance, he annihilated all the demoniac kings on the battlefield of Kurukshetra and declared victory for Arjuna. Finally, he instructed Uddhava about transcendental life and devotion and then returned to his abode in his original form. Purport. Paritranaya sadhunam vinayashaya cha dushkritam. Vinayashaya cha dushkritam. The mission of Lord Krishna was performed. The mission of Lord Krishna was performed at the battlefield of Kurukshetra, for by the Lord's mercy, Arjuna was victorious due to being a great devotee, whereas the others were killed simply by the Lord's glance, which cleansed them of all sinful activities and enabled them to attain Sarupya. Finally, Lord Krishna instructed Uddhava about the transcendental life of devotional service, and then in due course of time he returned to his abode. The Lord's instructions in the form of Bhagavad Gita are full of jnana and vairagya, knowledge and renunciation. In the human form of life, one must learn these two things: how to become detached from the material world and how to acquire full knowledge in spiritual life. This is the Lord's mission. Paritranaya sadhunam vinayashaya cha dushkritam. After executing his complete mission, the Lord returned to his home, Goloka Vrindavana. It ends with Goloka Vrindavana. Last word of 9th canto purport ends with Goloka Vrindavana, and 10th canto opens Goloka Vrindavana. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports of 9th canto, 24th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, completed in Bhubaneswar, India, on the occasion of establishing Krishna Balram temple. So Prabhupada completed the 9th canto in Bhubaneswar, right, after establishing the Krishna Balram temple. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, all assembled devotees ki jai, Nitai Gaura Hari Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Please forgive me for all the mistakes. Please forgive me for my audacity to speak beyond my realization. But I really enjoyed it. Happy Ekadashi to everybody. Dandot Pranam. Any reflections? Not questions, we don't have time. I'm sure we all have to go back to our offices and work. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for being there. I'm very grateful. Hare Krishna. Dandot Pranam. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki
Jai.
Prabhupada ke Srimad Bhagavatam.
Jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.